You never looked out of shape to me ever.
Yeah.
In the show, you never did.
There were some times where I think maybe season 5. I think season 5. I think season 5 was when I realized I had a little bit of money, and I was just kind of like, oh shit, like I'm gonna go out every night, and every night I'm gonna drink and party and hang out and kick it. And I got so lazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was the one.
You got comfortable, but you worked for it.
I worked for it, but it was too comfortable. It was comfortable to the point where I didn't like how I looked on camera. You know what I mean? Like,
Did you feel tired?
All the time.
Yeah, that's how it would happen to me.
Tired and depressed all the time. I had a moment on. Go ahead.
Tony Robbins, when we were talking, he said, if you take 10 people that are depressed and put them all in the gym, 8 people will come out not depressed anymore.
Yeah, dude. There's, what is it? Serotonin?
Yeah, serotonin and dopamine.
Yeah, it's something because I had the Prince episode during that week, I want to say. Jake and I were talking, and I would have these moments when I was on set where I would have to leave set and go to my trailer, not joking, because I was crying, and I had no idea why. Like I was nothing to be depressed about. Everything was good. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
You just felt like kind of.
It was a heavy weight. Like I almost felt like somebody poisoned me with something. I was like, what the fuck is, and it was going on for like 2 months, and I never told anybody. And I was in a dark place. I would go home and just like sleep and not kick it, not hang out. I would avoid hanging out with people. And one day I was on set, and we're shooting this flashback with Jake and I. Were dressed like Prince, like we're just like band members or something like that. And like I just was like trying to like stay in the moment, stay in the bit, and I just started crying. I was like, give me a second. And then he like followed me to my trailer. It was like, what the fuck is going on with you? And I told him, I was like, dude, I don't know. I'm just like, this shit sucks. He's like, what? I was like, everything. I don't know why. And he kind of like just talked to me a little bit about getting a therapist and, meditation and taking care of myself more. And I did that. Haven't been since, you know what I mean? Depressed since. But once I just started eating differently.
Amen. It's your body, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you're vulnerable enough to talk about this because I went through this and it is the worst thing because let's put it this way. We're going to time travel back to when you started acting.
Love time travel.
But
I know a guy who did it once. Yeah.
For real?
No.
I don't know if he is like, I know a guy who claims, I didn't say it's
I'm
for
so
real,
sorry about her.
but you know a guy who claims he time traveled. There's crazy people.
Everybody in the audience is like, now I get why she's dating George.
Tell me I'm not right. There's people who claim things like that. I don't know if you met someone crazy. Go on.
No.
We might cut that. No, I'm just kidding. But you worked for the position you're in, and and the worst part is when you're in that position, you think you're going to be at your peak happiness, and then you realize you're worse than you were when you were chasing it, and it's all because of your temple.
Yeah.
I got lazy. I was able to eat out and not worry when the bill comes.
Right.
And I was able to go get the dessert. I was able to sleep in.
Yeah.
I was able to miss the gym. I
Yeah.
was able to do all this stuff, but discipline on telling yourself, hey, just because you can doesn't mean you should turn my life around.
Right.
So I'm glad that it took you one conversation to figure out what you needed to do.
Yeah, man. The discipline was the toughest part because you're not used to doing it. Like I wasn't prior to being successful in television and prior to that, I was having a lot of fun on the journey. You know what I mean? I was working hard. I was auditioning my ass off. I was in class. I was doing shows at night. I was doing theater. I was grinding my ass off, and I was happy with that. Like I was in a happy space because even though a lot of it wasn't successful, I was doing the thing that I love doing the most. So it wasn't like a hard day at work because I'm literally fucking around with friends, telling jokes, playing a character on stage while I'm wearing makeup and dancing around in a costume. And I'm going like, this can't be that stressful. And at the time it wasn't. Even though it was a grind, it wasn't. And the moment, so during that phase, I wasn't looking at it like you have to have discipline to stay the course. I was looking at it like, oh, dude, what I'm doing is working. It's fun. I'm kicking it, and it was always building to something else. So the moment I got there, I didn't know. I was in a whole different realm. Now I'm like, okay, the ballpark that I'm in now is keeping it and building on that.
That gets frustrating.
It's like you work so hard to make it, and then you make it, and you go, wait, what? Nobody told me about this shit.